The Share Pickers Weekend Podcast with Justin, Paddy, Peter and Steve. The content of this podcast is not intended as investment advice. It is for information purposes only. People in this podcast may hold positions in the stocks they talk about. Do not buy anything based solely on a tip or recommendation. Please do your own research.
Welcome to the Weekend Podcast. I'm joined by Pete and Steve. All right, lads?
Yes, hello.
Even though Paddy's name is mentioned above the door again, he's Skyping again. Paddy's gone to New York and LA. Yeah, I'm going to New York and LA, boys. Ooh, all right. Yeah.
Should we take his name off the podcast?
Yeah, sure. I think there should be a rule here. If you miss two on a trot, miss two on a trot, that's it, you're off. We'll just get somebody else on. But Paddy's doing a documentary on Randy Jackson from the Jackson 5. Do you know what? I don't know why. When I worked at Capital Radio in London, they did Party in the Park, right? And there's some big stars there, come up to that, really sort of, globally, recognised stars. And I think Jermaine Jackson was coming for some reason. I think he was like, I think he was in Big Brother or something, or Celebrity. Oh no, I don't know what he's doing. Or trying to release a single, so they obviously got a big bill. And I think it was me and Little Rich, and I think Paddy's involved as well. Just asking people, and we've being fake, excited about Randy Jackson coming with his brother Jermaine. I don't know why we thought this was funny. The people were booking it and all this. And said, I remember this girl, what's her name? A girl called, I can't remember her name, who was booking all the acts, and was in charge of it, liaising with acts. And we kept saying, is Randy Jackson coming? He said, I don't know, Jermaine is. Yeah, but no, it's Randy though. It's Randy. And he told everyone, he said, Randy Jackson may be coming. To everyone, right? He said, really? He said, yeah, Randy Jackson. He said, who is Randy? He said, Randy Jackson? Randy Jackson was more talented than Michael, but he didn't have a chance. He just didn't have a chance. He was given the opportunity, and the father Jackson just overlooked him and said, Michael's a star. Randy Jackson invented the moonwalk. And so people were really? Yeah, Randy Jackson, amazing. So because he was the most obscure of the Jacksons, pretty much. Yeah. Or one of the, I don't know why that was funny, but I just thought Paddy has told us we can't say who he's doing a documentary on. It's top secret. So I just thought I'd come up with Randy Jackson.
You could beep it out though, couldn't you?
Yeah, okay. It's Jackson. Yeah, Colin Jackson. It's Colin Jackson. It is
Colin Jackson.
Yeah. That's funny. Yeah,
Colin Jackson.
They're very talented, the Jacksons. I mean, you got Michael, Jermaine, Randy, Jackie, Latoya, Janet, Colin. They're all very good. Obviously, Colin didn't like the music thing. He was more into sport, and the rest of them would. But I remember seeing Colin Jackson live once in McDonald's in Cardiff. I thought that's not where you should be. I didn't want to see Colin Jackson in McDonald's in Cardiff. But there we are.
What do you mean, like doing like a set or something?
Yeah, what do you mean live?
No. I saw him, as in a human. In person. Yeah, I didn't talk to him, but he was in the queue in McDonald's.
I imagine him doing a bit of like a set in the corner of McDonald's.
Well, no, hurdling. I was like doing a live hurdling set in McDonald's.
No, he's just ordering a burger. So I thought, really, okay. You don't expect to see the world class athlete Colin Jackson in McDonald's in Cardiff, do you? Really?
Shock.
It's
ordering a salad.
Yeah. Can I have a McSalad, please? And they give him discount, of course. Because I don't know why. I don't know why because he's one of the Jacksons.
Because he's such a regular.
Yeah. Okay, let's start talking about stuff then. So this week I'm going to talk about dead cert investments, the market wobble, Paddy's question, Gfinity, they got broken out. Polarean, a bit of news from them, free shares, and England's tactics to win. Because I've been spot on with this. I know Paddy has been, and you, Pete, are obviously seasoned football watchers. But I called it from the off, and turns out Gareth Southgate has adopted what I've been saying all along. Let's be honest. Let's attack. And is it mathematical, physical, or you can't deny the tactics are right. And we'll go into it later. What I've been saying, you can't score, or it's very hard to score in your own half. And so attack. If you're going to play the possession game, play it in their half. Because they'll find it hard to score from there. Always try to, don't pass back to the goalie all the time. No, I was shouting. I would say, if I was him, if you pass back to the goalie, okay, and you're at the halfway line, you're off. You're coming off. That's it. Anyway, and all good teams just attack, just whack it up there and keep it in their half and attack.
I wonder if Gareth Southgate had any like superstitions when he played football, like always go in the south gate of the stadium. I thought that the other day, and I was like, "That's quite clever, isn't it?"
No, it's not that clever, Steve.
No, it's not that clever. Steve.
Steve, literally,
Well, no, 'cause
I asked him after last week's debacle about having a question about the National Stock Exchange. So any more questions, Steve, on WhatsApp? And Steve went, he didn't say anything. I said, Steve, so I'm thinking. And he came back with Pacific questions this week. I'll just go with the flow. Now, that's clever, because the Pacific and the flow, see, but Steve didn't written, and he went, no, next bubble. After that, put no before that. Also specific.
That was Siri. That wasn't me typing.
Oh, I was hoping you had lots of questions about the Pacific.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry about that.
Anyway, so let's crack in. Do you know what? I did a webinar. I'm going to do if I get time, I'll do a weekend video this weekend on stocks. But also, it's a very interesting stat. And I tweeted something out, and somebody replied to me, Steve, I think it was, and he said, you know, dead people do very well at investing. I said, what? So I looked it up. And it turns out Fidelity, who are a massive, investment manager, they have $10.4 trillion of assets under management. They did an internal survey of people who were doing the best, private investors. And there's two sectors of people who did very well. The one were inactive, because they'd forgotten about their 401ks, which is their retirement, it's a bit like an ISA, maybe, it's a retirement, a SIP or whatever. They just moved jobs and forgot about it. The other sector was dead people. They'd outperformed everyone else. Because they didn't.
Surely when you die, they close your account down. They just leave it there.
No, maybe
accumulate some money, do they?
And this is a company with hundreds of thousands of accounts. So some of these people probably didn't have any people, or didn't have any people close to them who knew about their investment accounts or whatever like that, or 401ks or whatever. So but they're not talking about loads of money. Maybe it's just percentage gains, and because they've just left them alone and not messed around with them. Yeah. And the stats were essentially the problem is if you trade and you miss the big days, if you trade in and out, because like Paddy's dying to trade because when he has a down day he wants to sell. When you have grinding down days, those are the worst days to sell. The best rally days come off the back of those. They're very close. When the market's oversold, it normally rebounds very quickly. So if you start worrying, the bedwetter, my portfolio's red, jump out the window. No, sell my stocks first, then I'll jump out the window. If you're doing that, or you're just generally wetting your pants and running around the house like a headless chicken, sell the sofa, sell everything. If you're like that, because the market's been down for a couple of days, and then you sell.
Well, in Paddy's defence or whatever, I would say that.
We'll come to his question in a second.
I'd just say it's not just a day or two. It's been grinding down for weeks now, hasn't it? Really?
Yes, but these rebounds. Let me just get if I can get up the
because it has been. It is a bit. I'm pretty relaxed about it, but even I am kind of going, "Oh, this is a bit annoying now." This is a bit of an
Well, listen, a host of academic and industry research points to really bad tendency by active investors. They panic and bail out just the wrong times. Mm-hmm. So if you think about that, when you like to panic and bail out, it's normally when the market's been down for several days and you can't take it anymore because you've seen your share prices go down and all that stuff. You shouldn't be looking at share prices. Don't worry. And this can be common amongst those trading penny stocks, small caps, silver stocks, sport bet, anything volatile that move more than the market. Now, small cap stocks move more than the market. So when the market sells off, generally, they can move, obviously, percentage-wise, higher beta, it means, basically. So if the market moves by a certain percentage, let's say, volatile stocks will move by 1.3 times that. So they'll move down faster, but move up faster. So, you'll get the gain, but also the move down as well. But if you start selling on the down, then you may miss that up because, it's time in the market. So investors, they say, should not be focused on trying to miss the bad days. Don't try and miss those. Don't try and jump out because generally you'll never sell when everyone's bullish and your market and your share price is going up, And you think, it's going to the moon. I'm not going to sell then. I'm not going to get a profit. No way. It's going to the moon. You'll tend to sell, people are a bit jumpy, panicky, when it's been down for several days or maybe a week or so, or you've had very few up days, and it seems like every day it's down. You sell then, right? And the trouble is, statistically, those days are very close to the big up days as well. They happen all the time. So you should be focused on being invested during the good times And so, for example, if you missed the 10 best days of investment gains from 1998 to 2017, you'd have missed 67% of the potential investment returns over that period. So just 10 days. So if, and if you've got to be some kind of trading genius or god or someone with ESP or Sixth Sense to maybe be able to capture those days, but not capture the down days as well. So it's impossible to do, And so what they're saying is this is actually within your control. It's a circle of control by holding stocks. When you're not invested, it's outside your control. You can't do anything about it. And so these are stats. This is the S&P 500, which is the biggest index in America. They said if you'd invested for all 5,036 trading days, that's over those 20 years, you'd have got an annualized return of 7.2%, which is, of course, a lot better every year. So you add that up. Hang on. Missed 5 days, you've lost out, and you've only gained 5%. Right? So you lost about 1.2% of that. If you the biggest 10 days, you're getting 3.5% per year compared to 7.2%. So messing around with it, and just so to make matters worse, the biggest stock market rallies have occurred during corrections or bear markets. Okay, so they happen during those corrections or bear markets. The top best days of trading since 1950 all took place in 1987, 2002, 2008, 2009. Do you remember those years? They were some of the worst investment years in history. But if you jumped out when everyone was panicking and wearing their pants, then you'd have got lackluster returns because the bounces happened very soon after the sell-off. So you've just got to be in it, That's all you can do. Yeah.
But that, all of those stats are based on like the market as a whole, isn't it?
If you pick good stocks, of course, you don't have to go down with everything else. And in fact, I think the stocks we've held, some of the resource companies have really had a tumble this last couple of weeks. Yes. No, but the thing is, it's true, honestly. I went through it. I individually looked at all the worst days on Wikipedia about 2 years back, all the best days. And literally, the best days come within a few days of the worst days. And generally, if you're going to sell, because you're really getting bearish and you're feeling pain, it will be on the down days, right? And that's, after a couple of down days, after 4 or 5 down days, after a real draw, or even longer than that, and then all of a sudden, you have this upward momentum, everyone's oversold, and it rallies very quickly.
But the market as a whole will rally as a whole, potentially, yes, but then not all stocks will rally to the same extent, will they?
So, no. I mean, I'm talking about general market sell-offs, when...
I know. But
when there's just general summer malaise, and there's lack of liquidity, and people have gone away for May, come back, it's a ledger day.
Yeah, even though it's not a leisure day yet.
So all I'm saying is this, right? All I'm saying is this, and this is very odd to say. The hardest thing to do is nothing, because the stock market is emotional and it messes with your mind because you see, I'm losing my money, I'm going to be skinned, and it affects your emotion. It doesn't affect algos and robots, right? And I point this out that the brain is always active. There's approximately 100 billion cells in the brain, each with a connection to 1,000 other brain cells. The brain might be capable of executing as many as 100 billion operations per second. So we're not wired to do nothing. We are wired to do something. And when you get emotion tied up in that and the market's going down, I've got to sell. I'm losing money hand over fist. This time last week I had loads more than this. That's why the hardest thing is to do nothing. It's the hardest thing, but it provides the best returns. As long as the companies you hold are growing, improving, or reasonable value. I'm not talking about resource stocks, pop and drop, dodgy resource stocks who've got a license to just move around dirt in Africa and just chuck a couple of drill holes in. I'm not talking about those. They're not businesses. I'm talking about good businesses that are generating revenue, heading towards profitability. They're growing, and so you have to make that distinction. You can't say, because I've done quotes on Twitter, and people say, yes, exactly. That's why I'm in this company. It's a ticker, and it's a resource stock in Africa that's looking for cow dung or something, or they've discovered something. And you think, mate, that's not the kind of company I'm talking about. No. But at the moment we're having a market wobble. It's like turbulence on the plane. If you go on a plane, you have turbulence. That's it.
But the AIM seems to have been hit this week, particularly.
Oh no, hang on. Yesterday, FTSE went down by 1.7%. We had a couple of stocks up. That was on Thursday. So day before and day before was bad, yes, but it's all it's not always in time. But you see, sometimes the FTSE will sell off. A couple of days later, AIM will sell off, and then you get the AIM rising, and the FTSE today, for example, Friday wasn't that bad. But yet the FTSE had a dreadful day. So no, it's all,
That explains why my Vanguard fund went down by 1% on Friday.
Yes.
Was that because of the
Yeah.
That's a lot, because that Vanguard fund is well.
I know. It never goes down by a whole percent.
It's well diversified. Yeah, the American market took a bit of a bashing. But I say, the market wobbles, right? There's no point. I mean, every year you get the same old, inflation, interest rates going up, or buy some gold, go in cash. You get these bears. And I've read now several books of good investors, long-term investors, who said, if I had my time again, I would never look at the macro. It always, same old, repeat and rinse, same old nonsense. CNBC, Bloomberg, they all chase the narrative. When the stock market falls off a cliff, they always look for the reason and get bears on saying, this is going to be the worst market sell-off ever. I've been through 3 now big market sell-offs, the dot-com pop, the great financial crash. And like I said, that was the banks going through. The very oil, that keeps the engine, moving.
Lubricated.
And he's teased up, That happened, and then we've had a worldwide pandemic. It's not going to get worse than this, ladies and gentlemen. Don't worry about it. We are wired to worry. And that's why doing nothing is very hard. Just, if you want to do well, just pretend you're dead. That's all you need to do.
Oh, yeah.
Go and enjoy your life like you're living, Don't spend all day looking at the screen, worrying about the market. It happens. It's like turbulence on a plane, It's the best way to travel long distances. You're going to get turbulence. It's part of the deal. Sometimes it's really bad. Sometimes you hardly any turbulence. But it happens. Turbulence happens. But if you want to get from A to B, like if you want to travel 5,000 miles in a couple of hours, you've got to catch a plane, essentially. That's what you've got to do. If you want a good return, you've got to invest in the stock market. You will have turbulence. That's it. You know what I'm saying?
So the thing I've noticed, obviously, I've cut down a number of stocks I have in my portfolio, not as harshly as you have. I've still got whatever it was, 9, 10 stocks, but and I agree. Yeah, you've just got to do nothing. But it kind of does make it kind of. Well, I won't say. Well, yeah, I will say boring because, I don't have many RNSs related to my stocks. I don't have any news coming out. It's just because there's a lot less. Whereas when I had 15 or 20, obviously there was more regular RNSs.
Yeah, but hang on. Let me ask you a question then, Pete. What do you want to do? Have lots of news and crap news coming out. Did you see Predator Oil and Gas? I told you, pop and drop. You saw that?
Yeah. I told you, pop and drop.
I know, but didn't I? I said that.
Were you still in that, Pete?
No.
Okay.
I did remember that. It sold, quite a few weeks ago, like 14, 15p. So I'm happy about that. But no, my point is, you're right, do nothing, but then it kind of goes, well, so what is the point? We can...
Right, this is what you have to do, right? I told you this week what you have to do. I said, right?
Oh, yeah.
Dan Lane comes on the podcast once a week. He's from Free Trade. And they've got this app, and he just told me, and people sign up to it. Phenomenal amount of people. I thought, wow, unbelievable that. And I thought I'd give it a go. He said, what you have to do is deposit. You have to deposit, I think minimum £2 or something, but I put £100 in just to see what it's like. Because I know a lot of people in the investment club have a WhatsApp, have this, and I thought I'd give it a try. So when you sign up, you get a free share. In fact, let's go back to the conversation I was having here, because it drove me insane. I don't know why I was obsessed with getting a free share.
No, that's not my point.
It's like Paddy said, you'll have a freebie. But I said, let's go back to this. Here we go. I said, guys, what you need, it's basically, it's access to the US as well, but it's commission free. So I try to explain, Paddy asked about the ISA, right? So I pointed out, I said, boys, worth joining Free Trade. You get a free share when you join. And I've invested in a UK-based, NASDAQ-listed Magic Mushroom clinical trial company. I've been reading a lot about magic mushrooms, right? And in fact, mushrooms and growers and mushrooms, not magic ones, but growers at the back. But I've been reading a lot about them. And I thought, wow. And there's lots of clinical trials going on with these psilocybin, which is magic mushrooms, and psychedelics. And it's amazing the results they've had on people who are depressed. And I don't know if you've read, if just do a Google search on microdosing. And you have people who are like going through postnatal depression who've come back to life by microdose. You don't get high or trip out or anything. It just basically raises your awareness. You get more engaged, more focused. And so this company is based in the UK. It's called Compass Pathways. So I'll put 100 quid in and I'll invest in that. So there's no commission at all, right? And then they said, you got a free share coming. Really? So another share coming, which is from another company called another therapeutics company on NASDAQ, which is worth 6 quid. And there's going to be a free share. So you sign somebody else up, you get a free share. So I said, boys, worth joining this. Only need a tiny amount, but it's commission free. And Paddy said, does it have ISAs? I said, yes. It's £3 a month. Steve said, how would that work with everything with Harry and Larry already? Being as we are now, won't be buying or selling any new shares for the next 5 years. I said, you don't have to transfer it. You only open an account by 100 quid or so, or a little stock as you want. I got a free share with 6 quid. I said, it's a good app, honestly. You sign up in seconds. And I said, use my link here. Use my link. I get a free share. You get a free share. And I said, not sure if I'm being overcautious, Steve said. But with the amount of money in my HR, a new company like this has more chance of going under. I said everything's FCA approved. Yeah. It's the best online platform by British Bank Awards. So she said, no, cool, I'm okay with H&L for now, thanks. I said, you get a free share. Just use that link. I said, but Steve said, cost me £3 a month, which I don't really use. But Costa cost me £3 a month. I said, no, I'm not transfer. This is on a normal account. And Paddy said, do we get a free share if I sign up? I said, it's just a bit of fun. And there's a comparison there with Hargreaves Lansdowne.
Just to the point.
Yeah, and in the end, I said, you only need to put £2 in and you get a free share between 3 quid and 200 quid. It's worth it, isn't it?
No, right.
You can access the US markets.
I'm not going to buy anything in the US market.
There's some very exciting stocks in the US market. There's Branson Space Jet. There's Tesla. No commission free. And I said, no, it's not for the ISA. You can do that if you want to. Just a general account. It costs nothing. Steve, I don't want that either. I said, then Paddy sends out his link. He said, here's a link, boys. If you want to sign up using my link, I get a free share. And I said, Paddy, have you signed up not using my link? And so he said, but it turns out he didn't really do it. He just made up a link.
Do you know what? That little conversation entertained me greatly yesterday.
Then Pete said, what's your current net worth? Because I was about 6 quid a share. Yeah. I said, on free trade, £106. And I said, do not use...
But like the way you were getting into it, I was like, come on, this is such a pointless conversation. But
no, yes. What I was saying is this. If you want to mess around, just pee about a bit, then do that kind of thing. Or do a bit of crypto on the side, small things, small. But if you want to build wealth, take it seriously, then, invest in proper companies. No point diluting your holdings, just have a bit of fun trading and diluting your existing holdings. I'm talking about outside your ISA, just have a bit of fun with something else, a bit of crypto maybe on Coinbase or whatever, all that stuff. But, what are you in it for? To make money or to have, just mess around?
The other bit of that conversation you missed out was you said you can buy a few shares in Branson's space thing. And Steve comes out with, I'm not a fan of space.
yeah. Bloody hell.
Okay, Steve. I know. It's just it's a funny thing, isn't it? And I agree. Like we do need to be in the long term. You've got to be happy with the companies, but it's just it's kind of boring when there's no like.
I think you're confusing boring with stressful because I just found it stressful when I had loads of stock. I still do have loads of stock.
Oh, it's quite fun. I find it quite fun.
I prefer just to make money. To be honest, I prefer that.
Well, I was making money, but yeah.
Yes. Do you know what? Stressful is losing money, isn't it? You got something. There's a couple of resource companies this week, and last week that basically come out, oil and gas stuff and they were always Arc Minerals as well, actually, which is, they had a promising copper project in Africa. And then Anglo-Americans, they deal with those giants lapsed and dropped off a cliff. See, people don't understand. You can't really make good money in resource companies that are pre-revenue digging up rubbish in Africa. You can't. You can't do it. I mean, like I said, less than 2% of those companies will ever become a producer. All they are is pop and drop. Yeah, if you want to trade it. But you can't put a decent chunk of your money into it and just sit back.
But how about Ilika today then?
Exactly. What? No, but Ilika, we got out of it because, you know what? It got us. I've said several times. People have asked me why I got out of Ilika, and I say it didn't fit my strategy. I got in there because I wanted to. The strategies are finely balanced, a set of filters, right? There are some more important than others, but when you start to invest, you're looking. I look at generally at three things pretty much, and that is, first of all, the size of the company. Are they going to be heading towards profitability? But no, in fact, there's probably four things. Preferably, is it a hot trending sector for a long time? I'm not talking about a mid-term trend. And do they have enough cash to get them to profitability? Now, Ilika was too big. It doubled, yes, but we started investing when it was 100 million market cap, and it had revenue of 2-3 million, and most of that was grant revenue, wasn't actual operating revenue from selling stuff. So they've got a commercial concept. They've got a proof of concept there. They were going to these batteries, but they haven't sold any. So it didn't really fit the strategy. I just really got carried away with the hype part, the hot part, the trending part of my filters, and not the valuation part, which I look at all the time now. Is it when you start off? Is it with 2-3 times revenue? So and that was like 50 times revenue. That's nuts, crazy nuts.
No, but and it's not a resource stock. It's not digging up stuff in Africa, but it effectively is like a pop and drop a bit in the way it has popped and then dropped, but nothing to do with resources or anything. Just purely the hype, and then them realizing obviously they need more cash, whereas they previously said they didn't.
That's it. That's naughty. Do you know what? That's one of the reasons I invested in that company was they said at their last fundraise they had enough money to get them to cash flow positive. Right. So why are you raising money again then? Because many people says to develop, Goliath because they have two parts of the business. They both solid state, but the first bit, which they're getting churning out, and they're selling them, or I think they are starting to sell them, is Styriacs. They're small, tiny ones, batteries that go in medical devices, they go in your heart, pacemakers, all that stuff, or in extreme situations where you can't get access to batteries for a long time, so they can last for a long time, solid state. They don't need to be recharged or anything for a long time. And then the Goliath ones, which are EV ones. Now, the scale-up hasn't happened yet. They're testing them. Same with that Quantum Scape, company. They're still testing them. They're not really. They haven't proved it. They're all saying they can charge faster, they can last longer. So theoretically, they've done early tests, but it's still not commercially viable yet. So yeah, it's early stage. And the thing is, if you see what they raised money at 140, didn't they? So whenever a company raises money at a massive discount like that, that's what the market or institutions are prepared to invest at,
Yeah.
And so you realise, okay, they've dropped a bit. It's still 220.
But I feel sorry for holders that they're based on that previous news that they wouldn't need cash. You're thinking, well, okay, yes, it might be overvalued, but I'm in for the long term. I'm going to hold for 5 years or whatever. And then it turns out, oh no, they do need cash, and they do, and that is like a resource company, isn't it?
Yes, but you know what? But you have to do there. I said what you have to do is look at valuation. Valuation is one of the most important things.
Yeah.
You've always got to try and get, when you invest in a company, get a good deal. With anything in life, anything, try and get a good deal. And I bought into that because there was a lot of hype there, and I could see it building on a technical level, but on a fundamental level. They were always, you could never justify their... And I kept saying, well, listen, we're trying to value this company now because you're looking out down the road 5-10 years. Let's be honest, EV is very hot. Listen, I think, again, you hold this for a while, it'll get back to the previous highs. It will, as long as it can. But, I mean, it's just at the moment they're going through that stage where, it's quite volatile. They raised, less than 10% of their market cap, but at a big discount. So, yeah. And if you compare that, for example, with Polarean, right, where they're not pre-revenue, they are sort of nearly pre-revenue, but they raised 25 million at hardly any discount. Mm. Now, why is that?
Yeah.
Why do you think that is? Because people only invest money when they think they're going to make profit, And so Polarean people are happy to... Yeah, exactly.
A good valuation at the current levels, or
they see a lot more potential, or And so the fact is, if people thought, that Ilika were going to be the next big thing in solid state, surely they'd be happy to. Why would they need to give a discount? Why? If you're a super hot company. So, but I think valuation is everything. And I've now gone back to, like, I got a bit of criticism saying, oh, you've chopped and changed a bit. Yeah, but do you know what? It's easy to get carried away with stuff. Easy. And I did get carried away with TrackWise, with, Ilika. But I've gone back now to invest in companies like Biome Technologies, for example, right? That is unbelievable value. I genuinely believe that. It's within 2 times revenue when it first start investing.
They might need to raise, mightn't they?
No.
Right. I mean, sure.
Yeah, listen, they're turning over, hang on, they're in a hot sector, right? Plastics. They're turning over, 3-4 times what Ilika are turning over, and they're 1/10 of the valuation. They're going to be profitable on their operations next year, and 1/10 of the valuation, 1/10. It's nuts. They're within 2 times revenue. It's like, so that's why it bounced back a little bit after this, even after a profits warning, because they weren't overvalued. When your company's overvalued and misses targets, they will fall massively. So the most overvalued companies take a massive hit on any market sell-off or on a missed target, massive. So it's okay investing in these. I mean, I'm not saying like Tesla's always been overvalued. It's done really well. I'm not saying Ilika won't. It could go to the moon. Really could.
Yeah.
But that's the risk you play with overvalued companies or very hot hype stocks.
I'm still in TrackWise, actually. I don't that. That's,
yeah, but TrackWise is more. It's not as overvalued. TrackWise, they've got like a £50 million contract with an original, OEM. What's it? Original
equipment manufacturer.
Equipment manufacturer.
Yeah,
I think it's Leaf, isn't it? So, and they're not as highly valued. In fact, what a TrackWise. So Ilika now valued at 225. That's without this fundraise, a bit more than that, so about 245 million. TrackWise are 51 million, and their revenues are a lot bigger than Ilika. But Ilika's, because they're in this hot place of solid-state batteries, it's the hype. You're buying the hype.
Yeah. No, and if any of these companies have to raise, like you say, it's about valuation. And so if Biome had to, you'd like to think that it wouldn't be at a massive discount because the valuation is fair or potentially undervalued.
Yeah, exactly.
Level.
So exactly. So I wouldn't worry too much about the value of them raising. But if you look at their broken notes, and in fact, Paul came on the podcast and said, we don't need a raise. We're fine. I mean, they've said actually. No, but he said that this update we did was very conservative. A lot of the stuff that's happened, the delays on the shipping and that, we've been overly conservative on that. And so we're very comfortable. Okay, the share price is going to take a knock, but we're not. So we expect us to do a lot better than that guidance of 18. Not a lot better. We expect to do better than 18% growth this year, but we're saying that's the way it could be. So if they get no more contracts, if nothing happens, if still the shipping doesn't sort itself out because of the pandemic. The 18% growth, which is not bad, and 41% growth next year. So, but I think they'll do more than 18%. So yeah, and they're still valued at 16 million, 1.6. And they're doing 6 million in revenue. It's like close to 7 million in revenue. Mm-hmm. So yeah, so valuation. You've got to look at it. Is it growing? Is it improving? Check the valuation. And those 2 things there. And I think So from now on. It's like anything, isn't it? If you're going to buy a house, you don't want to be ripped off. Any asset you're buying, you try and get a good price for it, But I could, hey,
buy high, sell low.
Ilika could do a deal with, a big car company tomorrow, or tomorrow the market's shut, but next week, and it could go berserk and nuts. So, but because they're in the right area, they're in a hot area. But that's.
But if they, for that example, if that was in the pipeline, would they still raise? I suppose they might do. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it'd be interesting to see now. Did they say if any institutions come on board? I don't know if they did. But it'd be interesting to see if what the.
Do Tesla use solid-state batteries at the moment? They don't, do they?
Yeah, no.
No.
I'm on the podcast, Maggie.
Interruption.
I'm on the podcast.
Wife interruption.
I'm having a really horrible time.
No.
Oh, it's a really hard time. Mate, you just recorded that on the podcast. You sound really depressed. Are you talking about clothes?
No, just living with you.
Nothing fits me.
Right, I've got to go, mate. Nothing fits you. I thought it was a serious problem there. Okay? Bye-bye. She's out shopping for clothes.
Yeah.
I'm having a really horrible time. Nothing fits me.
Hashtag first world problem.
I know that. But, he's saying, I'm having a horrible time. Why? I've got no money for food. That would be worse,
Yeah. I'm having a terrible time.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, good.
Listen, what I want to say is, generally, right, the time to buy, it's not when the market sells off big time. It's when the market is dull, generally over the summer, when the liquidity is low, people start selling out of sheer boredom or because it's drifted lower.
Now, basically.
Yeah. This is generally, and generally these people selling now will buy back at a higher level because they don't know when the market's going to rally. I've seen, I've been in stocks many times where there's no big news now until this, is it? About 4 months out, so I'm going to sell. They've sold and it's rallied like a week later. Because news is really released. So never try and predict what's going to happen, The market can rally off nothing and rally massively. And then people start buying in just because it's rallying. It happened in the Dash for Cash crash in March. People started buying in crazily. Nuts. Why? We're still in this sort of shutting down. What's going on? So, yeah. I won't be, and I said this on Twitter, I said it won't be long before we look back at this little stock market wobble, this sale, and wish we'd taken advantage. Well, I can't because I'm fully invested pretty much, apart from a couple of pence here and there, but there we are. So anyway, Pete...
Well, you had £100 to put in that...
That's 100 quid, yeah. But I can't put any more in my ISA. That's where my serious mullah is,
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you want to ask Paddy's question?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, in fact, can I get a drink? My office is really hot.
Okay.
Give me 2 seconds. But just check yourself. If it's entertaining, I can keep it in. If it's not, I'll just take it out.
Okay, yeah. Let's see what we can
It should be 2 minutes. Hang on.
Right, so edit mark here to cut this. Start the edit here, is it?
Yeah, start here. Yeah, that's it. Steve, how's your week?
It's been all right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not good at small talk, to be honest.
Hey, no, don't put yourself down, Steve. What have you been up to? What have you been eating this week? Anything exciting?
Yeah, just general food,
General food.
Yeah.
And
I got a fly flying around my head, and it's annoying me. For the whole podcast, I've been trying to catch it. I think it's determined to go on a suicide mission.
Right. Okay. Do you want to keep trying to catch it?
No, well, it disappears now. I try and catch it.
I'm sure you'll cut this bit out.
Yeah. Anyway, how's your week been?
Fantastic. Thanks, Steve. Yeah, really good. Are you going to tell? Are you going to tell the listeners about the thing that you teased us with last week?
What was that? Oh, yeah. Well, I'll wait till Justin comes back. I think Justin would like that because you do it. Do you do it every day? This sounds weird, doesn't it?
Out of context, it does sound a bit weird, Steve. I do it. I have got into it. Yeah.
So when you wake up, you do it every morning, and it wakes you up
without fail. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. You're right. Justin probably already does it.
Actually, this office. Sorry, boys.
Office
is gone.
Yeah, you probably want to edit that bit.
Yeah, edit from there up to here. Yeah, that'd be good.
Were you slagging me off?
No.
Okay. Anyway, yeah. So let's get Paddy's question. Go on.
Right. Yes.
Do your accent.
I do it in Paddy's accent. Okay. Here we are. Can someone ask Justin on the podcast if the impending case explosion is likely to have a detrimental effect on leisure stocks in H2, even if those leisure stocks are solid companies?
I said, I replied to Pad, right? I said, don't be so negative. I went back to holding, right? New investors or private investors, they need good fundamental reasons to stay invested. They need someone to keep saying to them, listen, don't worry, it's a good company. The business is improving. Don't worry about the share price. Now, they do it because they are literally an excuse away from selling when the share prices go down. Now, have you noticed that the government's attitude changed towards COVID? I have. It's almost like they don't really care that the case is rising anymore. And it's like, even though the cases are rising very quickly. And I thought, why are they like this? Because if you look before, pre-vaccine, for every, it's about 10% of people with the case who were infected went into hospital. That's not sustainable at all. You can't, so we had 4,000 people a day going into hospital with COVID. And this was because the old people weren't vaccinated. And those are the people it affects. Now, that's 1%. That's kind of 1% of people who catch COVID go into hospital. That's doable. So I think 500 cases per day across all of the NHS. But the trouble is, most of these people are going in, they're not severely, because deaths haven't really gone up massively. The people who are like a bit worried and scared, most of them are young people, so it's, who are not vaccinated, but they don't suffer that badly from it anyway. So the government, they're going to unlock anyway. And there's Labour saying, you've got to keep masks on. Keep your mask on, whatever you do. I don't mind if it helps people's anxiety and stuff. But I think now it's getting to the stage where they're trying to say, now we've scared you enough. We have to manage it. We've got the vaccine. It's like flu. Don't worry about the NHS. They'll crack on with that. You crack on with your job. And in fact, they're giving probably too much data out. People are starting to be experts. And I think, do you know what? Don't worry about businesses. Honestly, they'll do well. Stay invested. It's fine. So even they've been talking about 100,000 cases a day, haven't they? We're now at about 35,000, I think. So they're saying it could triple from here, but they'd be happy with that. So if you look at 100,000 people a day going to hospital, that's 1,000 people a day, pretty much, 1%. So that's still a quarter of what was at the last peak, and I don't think it'll get that. And if you look at the ONS, do you see the ONS stats? Very interesting stats. The ONS are showing 90% of people now have the antibodies. So that's like herd immunity. So I think they modelled this out and thought, we're near herd immunity now. The only people that's really affecting the younger people, who doesn't really affect that badly anyway. I think we just let it run. Now we've got the summer months are coming, let it run. Let as many people catch it as possible, because the people who are going to catch it, who are not vaccinated, young people, who are not really going to be affected by it. So I think that's what they're going to do. So everyone's worried about cases and stuff, but look at deaths. They haven't really gone up. Hospitalizations will go up. But so I don't think they're going to have a lockdown. They can't lock down again now in a month's time. Say, we were wrong. They will not do that,
Yeah, I mean, things have killed humans ever since humans have existed, and it's just it's just we've got to manage that now and factor that as part of life. So
it's fear, isn't it? People are being too aware of the fear of these numbers. They keep too much. They see the graphs go up. But hang on a sec. You didn't realise there was a flu problem years ago.
Yeah, but then I'm sure if they published the numbers of deaths generally around the UK, people would be shocked by how many people die about other things. You think,
exactly.
Well, we're not banning people driving in cars or this or the other, which is probably a similar kind of death rate anyway. You think,
to what extent do you reckon a lot of this is now priced in anyway? Because people are kind of a bit kind of like aware that this could happen, or there's going to be potentially some autumn restrictions or something. And do you think that's kind of priced into some of these?
Yeah, but I mean, look at this. So Paddy's on leisure. I think he's got obviously alluding to Escape Hunt, because he's got a big holding in Escape Hunt, and Paddy's dying to sort of sell now. Yeah, which is that to me says it's at a low probably, because Paddy wants to sell now and buy a bit more in a month's time. In a month's time, it can be a lot higher. So generally, what will happen, as we explained earlier, you'll sell out now and buy a lot higher later on. So what's the point of that? It's a good business improving. And if you look at Escape Hunt's last update, they did a trading update only 5 weeks after the lockdown. And this is not fully unlocked. This is with restrictions. So they can't have more than 6 people in the event. But they said on a like-for-like basis, and these are 5-week period to 20th of June 2021, the company's 8 established UK operator sites. Now they've got 19, pretty much, or going to 17 open, but going to be 19. They took 87% of the revenue in the same period of 2019. Now, that's just good from get-go. And I think that's amazing. It's incredible. When you consider there are restrictions, so they can't allow more than 6 people in. So straight away, that's capping what they can earn. People also have to wear masks everywhere. People are still wary about COVID. Some people don't go out. Some people are still scared by it. It's Project Fear still on. Some people wouldn't go out due to not having a vaccination. And I'm not even sure whether some people realised they were open or existed, and they still did 87% of the revenue they achieved on those established sites. Now, if you look at, in a week's time, it'll be fully unlocked. There's no masks, 8 people in a room if they want to, it just shows to me the demand is there. No advertising, pretty much, on your social media. And by the way, on a like-for-like basis, site level at EBITDA, the company's 8 established sites were 189% higher than the equivalent site level in 2019. So, to me, that says that's phenomenal. You imagine now unlocking for only 5 weeks when people are sort of coming out of their caves and going, can we let out yet? And yet they're almost back to where they were in 2019. And that's with restrictions. But the EBITDA is even better. So, do you know what, guys, we're now valued at 30 million because of a bit of a sell-off. That's almost 10 sites. Almost 20 sites would be 10 million revenue. So we are now pretty much within 2 times revenue on a market-leading new leisure sector, and a company that's going to be EBITDA so positive. This is a cheap company again right now, Escape Hunt, and I genuinely believe I haven't sold one single share. I will not sell a share. I own 3 million shares, and it's going to make me very well off. I genuinely believe that. In America as well, they haven't been opened up because of this, but America's going to do well. I think genuinely, just hold on, people. Right now, you're having doubts. It's the very time you should not be selling because a rebound will be coming very soon. That's all I'm thinking.
Yeah. When do you think we could expect some news of anything? Any more news? They had a good update last week, didn't they?
Yeah, well, the update was very good, yeah, but general malaise, general worry about cases going up. Oh, pee my pants, sell the sofa!
No, I've done that.
Okay. So
I had to sell it after I peed my pants.
But I don't know. I just think we're not even scratching the surface of Escape Hunt yet. They've only started. They've just started. We're nowhere near. I do think we look back on this. I invested in that when they are in. They've got a plan for this. When they are in every every city, in every big town, and they're across franchises across the US and the Middle East and Europe. We'll say, we bought into that company with a sub 30 million market cap. That was nuts. But people who will have sold out on little worries, little wobbles, a bit of turbulence in the markets, which happens, will not, benefit. Just hold on. It's a good company with a clear pathway to amazing wealth generation.
I know Paddy obviously was sort of alluding to Escape Hunt, but looking broadly, taking his actual question, which is about leisure stocks, even though they're solid companies, it is fair to say that potentially the growth, like if there is a case explosion, we see more and more cases, and this obsession with cases rather than deaths. But anyway, it could have a net detrimental effect on the leisure stocks, couldn't it?
Yeah, no. The thing is, but I know. But the thing is, sooner or later, right? The businesses will just carry on. Like I said,
yeah.
And I said, they've been open 5 weeks and already. They're back to they've been 13% of 2019, when there's no suggestion of COVID or anything like that. When everything was open, no restrictions, people were just going out doing the normal thing. And now they've got even better sites. Every site they're opening is better. The last one was in Lakeside, huge, massive. The footfall there was 20 million people an hour or something. I don't know, 20 million something. The figure 20 million sticks in my head.
So when the restrictions are lifted, well, in England anyway, on July the 19th, what difference would that make to Escape Hunt then?
Well, let's be honest. Everyone has a bit of fear, don't they? But if you're going for a family event, for example, there are some people who won't go out. There are some people who will mix, won't go to shopping malls and all that stuff. But they will in the end. But they also couldn't take more than 6 people. Now they can take 8 people. And in fact, I don't even notice they've also rolled out VR in quite a few of their sites. So people, one of the criticisms we had a while back was like, yeah, but once you've done an escape room, you know the answers. I think, hang on a sec. Once I go bowling, I know how it works. And also, it's not just one escape room. Generally, the minimum they have is 4. Now, most sites have 6 with VR. So, and I did like that, what was it, a while back? What was that one I did a while? I can't even remember it. So there's no chance of me going back then, figuring out how I did anything there.
Yeah, but you're not going to go back and do the same room.
No, exactly. You've got 6 different options. So, yeah. And also, I'm not going to go back every week, all they
But
need.
it's not the comparison with bowling isn't quite the same because bowling is a competitive sport, and so you just kind of
Yeah,
get.
but also bowling, business-wise, margins on those things are a lot higher, a lot slimmer on because bowling sites to set up those lanes and all that stuff. That's a lot of spend. They set up these sites for less than $500,000. There's bowling sites, several million. So escapements margins are a lot better, and they're getting better and better. And so
And charge a lot more as well.
and it's more scalable. They're doing VR online, obviously online as well with corporates. So it'll be. Do you know what? The 5 stocks I have will make me very rich.
Okay.
That's it, and I know that. Then why mess around and tinker around looking for other bits here and there? I don't have to. Okay, will they be the best performing stocks of all time? Probably not. Maybe one or two. Maybe one or two will, but I don't know. But I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for an excellent return on these 5 stocks. I'll get it. I'll get it with Biome. I'll get it with Gfinity, Escape Hunt, Polarean, and Trufin. That's this is merged with Gfinity. Trufin.
Perfect.
But why mess around with it? If you're going to mess around, just get a free share on the app there and
Okay, right. Good.
mess around with crypto or something, But don't mess around with your bread and butter there. Your stock's going to do. In fact, did you see Gfinity? They had a broker note out. It's their first broker note since they joined that new broker, Canaccord. They've got a current target of 8.6, which is good, isn't it? So, because where are we now at the moment? That's nearly double, isn't it?
Yeah.
They've done they forecast a 4-year revenue compound annual growth rate of 43% and profitability, full year profitability in 2023. But they say there will be months of profitability, so there won't be burning of cash that much. But they also said their estimations are very conservative, and they could see the group's valuation move closer to 200 million if they achieve the ambitions they want to achieve in the digital media space. So already that's 5 times where we are right now. So Gfinity doing well. We've got all these people on board, and hopefully interviewing John in a bit. But Gfin is good. Escape is good. Polarean, the University of Texas MD Anderson Cancer Center is the largest cancer center in the US. It's a pioneer in cancer discovery and analysis and research. It invested about 900 million in 2018 in research. They've just installed Polarian's machine. These are thought leaders and pioneers. They don't install any old crap. The best in class they install, and they've installed Polarian's machine there. Just one of 24 now machines in there. So I have no doubt Polarian will get FDA approval. Again, no doubt this will go to several. Like Steve said last week, could be FTSE, valued in that realm, absolutely. And Trufin, they're not even doing anything. They're not announcing anything because they want to get rid of Aragras, this overhang. But all 4 areas that company is doing well, it's doing the profitability. Very exciting is Satago and the Game Stack, not Game Stack, PlayStack. PlayStack, not Game Stack.
No, not BidStack.
There's a lot of stack in there, but
no.
Yeah, BidStack fundraised this week, didn't they?
Another one, did they? I didn't see that.
Sorry, last week. Sorry, was it last week or last week?
No, it was last week. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. No, in fact, it came out, didn't it? So they did like 10 million, 30% discount. But what's odd is, like I said, Trufin have 15 million in cash. They're 4 companies at now inflection points of profitability. And yet they're not. And yet they also have that tech. They're now putting that tech in one of they've got a game themselves. They've got several games themselves, and they're going to be putting that tech in to some of those games the BidStack own. And yet, it's a no-brainer to me. So that's that. What else is there? Any else? Any other socks?
No, nothing else. I don't think.
I think we should go to TV recommendations.
Well, I was saying while you were away. You leave that in now. Steve talked about last week a little tease that he does every morning, and it makes him scream.
Well, someone guessed it, Steve. Someone guessed it, I think.
Well, no, Pete guessed it, and Pete does the same. Yeah.
You did what? You did together?
Yeah.
Are you
it's
are you plucking the hair?
Showers.
Oh, okay, cold showers. Okay. I thought you were plucking the hair from your nipples.
No,
it's not that. Just cold.
Cold showers.
But after a hot shower, do a cold shower, like a 60-second cold bit at the end.
Oh, that's no. I think no. That's no. I thought you'd get into a cold shower straight away.
But that's the good thing about it. It's the shock in the body of going from hot to cold. So going in a cold shower doesn't work as well. You've got to go from hot to cold.
Yeah.
Well, that happens in my house when Megan flushes the chain or something.
Yeah, you got to stay in it for 60 seconds. But apparently, very health-wise, very good for you.
I'm in the shower sometimes. I say, I love my showers. I do spend too long on there. I say, all of a sudden it goes cold and it slows down. Ready? Who's flushed the chain? Me! I'm in the wee! Am I allowed to flush the chain?
Hang on, isn't your toilet in the shower room? Lady coming in.
Yeah.
While you're in
Stop
the shower.
shouting at me!
I'm here.
I'm next to you.
I know, yeah. But it's exciting, I think. But so you've got to explain then why you're doing this and what is it? What for?
I heard about a guy called Wim Hof, a Dutch guy who kind of preaches about it a little bit. He's a bit hippie-ish, but
I've seen he's quite big now. He's been on lots of TV shows, hasn't he? But breathing is all that stuff.
That's right, yeah. But his main thing is just cold. Well, I think he does the ice baths, but he says for general like day-to-day, I think he reckons everyone should do the cold shower. I was going to do it about a year ago, but I just couldn't bring myself around to doing it, and I don't know. I think it's quite hard to do it the first couple of times, but when you get into the flow,
do you know? Do you think it's a bit of a scam?
Well,
every now and again you get these people who come online, right? And the mainstream media. The mainstream media adopt them, right? There's very little scientific proof behind it.
Well,
There's a little bit.
He has had scientific proof, but proved about it. So yeah.
What? What is it?
I don't know. It's on
That's
the
it.
website.
See, it's all secondary talk, isn't it? No, he has apparently. He's had scientific proof because someone said that someone apparently they felt a lot better.
Yeah.
After doing it. So. And that's every now and again. Honestly, he's earning so much money on YouTube. You know, his adverts on there now. He's commanding premium rates on YouTube. And every now and again, one of these people blow up every 5 years, don't they? Some of them are true, but some of them are very questionable. And people like Steve, you've been told about him, right? I've actually watched some of his videos online, and I thought that's BS.
All I'd say is that it does. It takes your breath away, but it does wake you up. It has an incredible kind of like impact.
It's a weird feeling, isn't it? It's good.
Yeah.
But a shower wakes me up.
No, I know it does, but then that cold, whoa, and then it does actually give you, because it gives you that a little bit of a rush, because I think the endorphins kick in and whatever.
Shock.
And it's just, it's a shock. So I don't know about any.
But some people have had heart attacks. He also talks about cold water swimming, doesn't he? Just jumping in and swimming. And some people have had heart attacks doing that. So what are the health benefits? Is it a bit of a scam? It seems right, in crazy times in lockdown.
But then people have heart attacks running, so it's the same kind of thing, really. It's like, if you know you've got a heart problem, probably best not do it, or best not run a marathon.
Yeah, well, if you don't like cold water, don't do it.
What I'm saying is we have to come up with something like this, like this kind of thing.
Yes.
And we'll pay for a lot of subscribers first. Fake it till you make it, and then we'll say, yes, what I do is I shove mushrooms up my nose, and then I put them in my ear.
Do a cartwheel.
Then I do it in my ears, and I do a cartwheel naked in the park. And you would not believe the buzz you get. It's phenomenal.
I'll give that a go.
And Steve will be telling us that. No, a friend of mine saw this guy online doing it. I know it sounds ridiculous, but really, someone said it cured him of cancer, apparently.
Yeah. No, guy said it was really, really good long-term health benefit.
Yeah. So, apparently, but apparently there is scientific proof. So you need to put proper. You have to buy the mushrooms from him because they're proper mushrooms.
We'd be like, Steve, you were there on the podcast when we invented it.
Really? Yes. That guy you're talking about. Yeah, that guy you're talking about is the name I made up. Remember? Yeah. Oh yes, that's right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I just think, listen. I am when we go to Centre Parks. There's a dip pool, right? A dip pool there, and the Centre Parks water is very hot. It's outside and inside, but there's two bits to it. But it's quite nice because you can go in the winter and jump in the outside pool, and it's hot. But me and Monty, Fred's chicken, to go in the dip pool. Dip pool is about 5-6 degrees, probably sometimes a bit over there. But anyway, but you jump in literally takes your breath away. It's like glass shards being shoved in your body. If you can stay in there for like 30 seconds, it just numbs you up completely, and you can stay there for a minute. But literally, you get out, jump in the normal pool, and the normal pool feels like it's on fire. It's unbelievable, and you never feel cold again. And in fact, when you go down the rapids, it does get a bit cold in the winter. But I said to Megan, jump in the dip pool first, and you'll never get cold again. But it's really painful going in the dip pool. And you do feel some kind of benefit to that. I don't know whether it's just a surge of adrenaline or something. But I don't know if it's got any long-term health benefits. It just give you a short-term surge of...
Apparently it brings all your white blood cells to the surface.
Oh, he's been researching. While I've been talking, Steve has been researching.
I'm not, I knew that. No.
That's like buying a stock and researching it afterwards, Steve.
Yeah. It helps improve metabolism, I think.
Yeah. Okay, that's enough, I think. So, TV recommendation, Steve?
Do you know what? I'm not going to recommend it, but I put it on this week, but I binge watched the whole season. There's a thing on Netflix called Big Timber, and it's a fly-on-the-wall documentary about a timber yard.
Can you believe this, Pete? Can you believe this? No. We set him up for this. We set him up for this.
Why?
And he's messed it up already. I'll try again.
Sorry.
All right. Any TV recommendations?
Do you know what's really good, actually?
Yeah.
I don't like him, but Clarkson's Farm's quite good.
Jeremy Clarkson. Jeremy Clarkson. Is that Jeremy Clarkson?
Yeah, it's actually all right. Yeah.
No, I don't like it. What's it about, Steve?
What's that on?
Basically, he's bought a farm. It's on Netflix. He's bought a farm, and it's just a documentary about him farming. It's good. Honestly, even if you don't like Clarkson, you'll probably like it. Give it a go.
Okay. I thought it was on Amazon Prime.
It is on Amazon Prime. You're correct.
And so, apart from that, Steve, you like timber, do you?
What? Do you know what though? It's a strange day. I had a dream last night. I woke up. I had a dream about like logs falling around my house and stuff. So yeah, I was like, oh, that'd be about watching.
So what is it? Just people chopping trees down?
It's about a guy who's got a business and he buys like this claim up in Vancouver for like £2 million, and he's got to like get all the timber off by the end of the season. It's not the best, but it's actually it's
that,
strange.
That one.
Hang on, it gets better. So the guy who owns the timber farm, he's got this bit of a strange personality. He's got this kind of like Jim Carrey kind of. It's very odd. It's very odd, but it's if you've got nothing else to watch and you're doing something else, stick it on in the background.
Okay.
Right, that's quite a recommendation.
Yeah.
That Clarkson thing with the farm sounds good. I might watch that.
Well, I'm not a big fan of his, but
I'd recommend that one. Yeah.
But if you're not a fan of his, you'd still recommend that, yeah?
Right. Even if you're not a fan. Right. Okay.
I don't know what I've been watching.
Okay.
Go on, Pete. Have you watched anything?
No, you go first.
Okay. Unsolved. I told you that, did I?
Is that on Netflix?
Unsolved, yeah, Netflix. It's about Tupac, Biggie Smalls, their murder, trying to find out who did it. As yet, they still haven't found out who killed Tupac and who killed Biggie Smalls, you know? So, but it's very good. I mean, it goes through it all, and you think, God, this is mad. Just guys in Los Angeles, East Coast and West Coast, just getting into a beef, rampant, all got guns. You think, guys, you're only doing music, calm down. And they start shooting people. Just gets out of hand, you know, these gangs. They think, calm it down, guys. It's like young guys with testosterone trying to prove themselves. Just calm down, yeah? And in fact, Puff Daddy's in it. He said, and he gets a bit scared at one point, apparently. He said, I'm just a businessman. I don't want to do this stuff. And it's like, yeah, they're all fronting. They went to the Soul Train Awards, and two gangs came out and just put out guns on each other. You know, this is not the way it was with the Beatles. You know, calm it down. You know, right. But it's worth watching. Unsolved, Netflix. Check it out. It's good.
It doesn't sound like it has a good conclusion, though. It's
no, I thought that because I had to read the Wikipedia thing. That, well, in the drama there, they get to the stage where they may have found someone who may have killed Tupac. But I looked at it on Wikipedia.
Someone definitely killed him. Yeah,
but they're both unsolved. You know, Biggie Smalls and Tupac were friends to start off with, but from different, West Coast, East Coast. Become rivals then and really hate each other in different gangs. So is the police do it? Because the police are undercover. They're working for Death Row, with Death Row Records and the security company. And then, so it's a bit odd, but it's worth watching. It's good. It's good.
Okay, cool. My only recommendation is Sunday, 8 p.m.
Oh, yes. Attack! Attack, attack, attack! Doesn't it work, Pete? Doesn't it work? Do you see how much they attacked against Denmark?
Yeah,
and in fact, Paddy said, after you beat Germany, you're not going to beat Denmark. And I didn't say anything. So I don't know. I think the momentum's with England. They're looking very confident. They're very sure of themselves now. They've got some good wins under their belt. They're not, scared by big name companies, big name countries done very well previously. And I think they could beat Italy. But they've got to stop messing around in their own half, passing it backwards. Get up there. If you have like 100 shots on goal, by law of averages, you get 1 or 2 in. If you have no shots on goal, if you're passing it back to goalie, you're not going to get that average up. So all the successful teams very quickly get into your half, very quickly and attack from all different angles. Doesn't matter if you have a chance or not. Just keep attacking. The best form of defence is attack. That's the most basic thing. If you're in your own half, passing it around and pass the goalie, they could take it off you and score because they're very close to your goal. Now, if you're in their half and you're passing around in their half and attacking, they can't score. To me, that seems obvious. And in fact, if you look at the step change between, when they first started and the last game, they are now an attacking side because they're confident. Attack. You'll get confidence by attacking, and attacking will give you confidence. Thank you.
Ready.
Hey! It was like just a minute there. Just a minute. 1 minute, Justin.
Yeah.
Give us your English tactics for this Sunday. Okay, 1 minute, and saved by the microwave bell. What are you having, Steve?
We've got a Taverner's chicken, Kiev, and veg, and Nando sauce and mint sauce to go on the top.
Love that. Steve treats himself, lives on his own. Brilliant. No, but I'm quite confident England could do it. I really do.
Yeah.
Well, there's only 2 teams in it. I mean, they've got the confidence now. They've beat some big teams, so they could do it.
Yeah. And there are elements that we do go a little bit sideways or backwards a little bit too much, but there is method there and there is reason for doing that. But anyway, I won't go into all that. Yes, I think England have a great chance. Let's hope they can win.
Yeah. Marvellous. Lovely.
Come on, England.
Thanks, Welsh guys.
Yeah, no, I never buy into that. I don't understand that sort of rivalry. I've always remembered someone saying, listen, buddy, right, you support 2 teams in life, right? Wales and whoever's playing England. Never think like that. I never think of that, right?
And I support Wales when, in scenarios when, they're not playing England.
Good luck, England. Good luck. And speak you next week, you boys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
The Share Pickers Weekend Podcast with Justin, Paddy, Peter and Steve. The content of this podcast is not intended as investment advice. It is for information purposes only. People in this podcast may hold positions in the stocks they talk about. Do not buy anything based solely on a tip or recommendation. Please do your own research.